Loved as I Am by Miriam James Heidland. Introduction. What is the deepest desire of your heart? What stirs in your heart as a longing that burns to be fulfilled? If you had asked me those questions many years ago, I would have told you that I wanted to be rich and famous. Had you asked me about my career aspirations when I was a teenager, I would have told you that I wanted to work for ESPN or be the CEO of a successful company. I really wanted to be someone. I wanted to make a difference in this world, and I wanted to do it in a big way. In college, I was on my way. While playing volleyball on a scholarship at a Division I university, I pursued internships at a television station, a radio station, and public relations firm. I envisioned myself in a high profile job with lots of travel, glamour, and money. There is nothing inherently wrong with success, but in spite of prestigious internships, a high level college volleyball career, and an endless stream of parties and men, I felt empty and broken. On the exterior, I probably seemed happy and content, but I was dying on the inside. Waking up one morning after a long night of partying, I recalled all the horrible things I had done the night before. My disgust with myself and my life was piercing because I had promised myself that I was going to change, that I was going to live differently. I couldn't stand the sin that I was regularly indulging in. But no matter how good my intentions were, I kept falling right back into the same patterns. The pain was so deep that day that I curled up into a little ball on the floor of my room and wished for death. I ached for so much more than the life I was living. It was often in the quiet moments, deep into the night, that bubbles of truth would well up to the surface of my heart. When coming home from some party or during the rare times when I was sitting in silence, a deep unhappiness would emerge. I had always thought that if I was successful enough and perfect enough, if enough people liked me and approved of me, I would be happy. But I wasn't happy. I was shattered. In my heart, I wanted to live a life of truth and beauty. I wanted a life of freedom and joy. I was very hungry for a better life, but I didn't know how to find one. The 12-step program for recovering alcoholics proclaims we are only as sick as our secrets. By the time I was 21 years old, I had secrets of abuse, alcohol addiction, and lust. I was a sick young woman on my many levels, and I was trying to make myself feel better by seeking happiness the only way I knew how, through pleasure and self gratification at any cost. Mainstream society tells us that religion is outdated and that there is no such thing as right or wrong. In short, that we have no need of Jesus. I had stopped attending church regularly and did whatever I wanted with my freedom. But this did not bring me the joy I was after. All I could see were shadows and darkness, and I had no idea how to become truly free. I was stuck and sinking fast. Yet, in the midst of this darkness, a light began to shine in the bareness of my broken heart. Authentic love gently but directly intervened in my life in the form of a very holy and brave Catholic priest named Father Santan Pinto. Father knew that my life was sinful and broken, but he did not shame me. He saw beauty in me where I saw only the ugliness, and he continually encouraged me to seek an authentic life with God rather than waste my life in sin. The friendship and fatherhood Father Pinto shared with me over the course of many years changed my destiny. He taught me that the ideologies the world imposes upon us are utterly false. The reality is that we are made for goodness, truth, and beauty. We love for more because we are made for more. This is humanity's calling. Seeing Jesus Christ in this devoted man of God began to set my mind and heart free to dream and to love. This transformation from darkness into light was and still is a slow and sometimes painful process, but worth the effort. You see, our hearts long for authentic love because we were made in and for authentic love. No amount of lust, greed, glamour, pleasure, or fame will ever satisfy us because we aren't made for falsehood and passing things. Even surrounded by the good and beautiful things of this earth, we still ache and yearn and long. We are made for eternity. We are attracted by love. In this book, I will share my heart and my story with you, as well as biblical stories and church teaching, hoping to illumine a path in your own heart. For God often speaks to us in the stories of others. We will explore God's original plan for the human person, the brokenness we all face, and the real hope we have for freedom and redemption. I want you to know that Jesus Christ is real. He is real in history, and He is also vibrantly real in our daily lives. He is alive. God's love for you and longing for you are real. You may not believe this, or you may feel disappointed by God and His church. You may not want to have anything to do with God. He knows this because He knows you. He meets you and respects you wherever you find yourself. He calls, He waits, He invites God as He created us for Himself. And as St. Augustine so fittingly wrote, our hearts are restless, O Lord, until they rest in you. The great journey of authentic love is the most challenging yet most rewarding journey you will ever make. Are you ready to step forward on this journey? Come and see.